guys, welcome to Lorcorner, as we now are. We'll be going through that in a second, but as always, I'm your host Josh, and this is my lovely co-host, Mr. Dan. I hope you're doing great this week. So Lorcorner.
Yeah,
we'd like to both thank and curse our community. Why they waited until podcast episode 5, I think we're on right now.
Episode 5.
Yeah, why they waited to episode 5 to suggest this name to us, we're not sure, but yeah, we really like it.
I can't believe we didn't
come up with it.
So the original idea for Illuminights is because we're big DuckTales fans. And
Dewey tonight.
Yeah, we love the Dewey.
Doing it tonight. I love that.
It's just the whole style of that. So we were like, yeah, let's call it Illuminights. And
then we found if you try and search Illuminights on any search engine, even on Spotify, which we are on, you get infinite Illuminati, Illuminations.
So it was completely.
It was a passing comment.
Yeah, it was a passing.
So
it wasn't planned by us at all to be changing the name.
No, one of our community, a guy called Marvin, who we all love dearly.
Yes, we.
Yeah. He.
To quote the man himself, he said about Corey winning the championships that he would be insufferable. I think Marvin will be insufferable now that we've rebranded based on his suggestion.
He'll be pointing out every week, cheeky boy. But yeah, he basically came to us and said, "Why is your podcast not called Lorcorner?" And we were both
in a corner, and we're like,
"What?" And he was like, "Yeah, you guys sit in a corner and talk about Lorcana. How can it not be called Lorcorner?" And I was like, "Yeah, you have a really good point. I don't think I can argue with that. And now we need to rebrand everything." And I think, me and you didn't talk about it. He said that. Me and you both were like, "Oh yeah," and walked away. And then I just came to you later and was like, "We're rebranding." And you were like, "Yeah, we're rebranding." I was like, "Cool."
I've not stopped thinking about it since Marvin mentioned it. So I was like, "Yeah, we're doing this."
And that was after a whole day of competitive.
So
that's going to be the name moving forward. I believe we've retroactively put some things in.
Yeah, if anyone's jumping back episodes, you'll see the thumbnails say Lorcorner, but you'll hear us calling it Illuminights.
Yeah. And we made our little reference to Dewey.
Yeah.
Do you know he's voiced by Ben Schwartz, who is one of my favourite actors and an extremely good video game player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on the Game Grumps a few times, and he plays the Castlevania games.
Oh, okay.
And he's just there having a casual conversation and just wins at them. He also played the Magic Kingdom game, which is a game I used to have for my Super Nintendo when I was a kid, and I could never finish it. It was way too hard. So yeah, it's a really good episode when he plays that. It's quite funny.
Not only did I only find out recently that there was a DuckTales game.
There was a bunch
back in the day, but there was a second one which features Longboard and stuff.
I think I had one of them on my Game Gear, and my dad. Well, I say my dad's Game Gear, but I think I have one of them on that.
Nice.
I used to have all the movies on VHS.
Yeah.
That's the old school DuckTales.
Yeah, the old school. The new one though,
it's so
the
good.
Cast is such a stacked line. Voice actors and stuff as well.
David Tennant, Catherine Tate.
Yeah.
And
Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
And
it's just
at Spence and every now and then.
So good as well. It's so much better. There are a number of things I could spend many hours talking about the number of disappointing things from my childhood that have been remade as an adult and I've not enjoyed. But DuckTales is by far one of my favorite things that's been remade. It's so good. It's on Disney Plus. If you give it a check out.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's to be seen if we're getting any more DuckTales cards this set. I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I think
they went so heavy on it last set.
I think also we've probably had enough spoilers at this point that we kind of roughly know
where things are heading.
Where we're going to get more things from, I would say.
I think so.
But we're going to talk about those in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rebrand. That's what's happened. So enjoy Lorcorner from now on.
Yeah. Lorcorner.
So speaking of our community, and Marvin who suggested this, on Saturday at our locals, we decided to do a community day.
We did.
So we did our normal competitive slot in 1 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock we told everyone it was casual, chill out, play whoever you want. Oh, and by the way, here's a booster pack for everyone. We love you guys, and there'll be food coming out of 5 for all of you. And I think it was pretty successful. I think everyone was everyone had a good time and they were happy, and most of our community were there. We missed a few people, but
I think we had a good turnout in the end. Some people like put extra effort in like to get down, which was lovely. Like
it was nice that there were some people that didn't come down for comp and still came down for casual.
Yeah,
and some people that came down for casual and weren't even playing. They just wanted to be down with the community. So
and just hanging out, and like I had been to unplug my car, and then I came back, and you were like,
your 10-minute detour that turned out to be like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it took forever. So, but I came back and you were just like, oh, there's a new person here who wants to like learn how to play. Can you grab the starter deck? So I was like, yeah, okay. So I sat playing a good few games against him, and didn't go easy. I beat him the first 2 times. Like, tried to just show the mechanics slowly, and then I was like, okay, here's my proper deck. You play with that, and then obviously, that kind of blew their mind a little bit.
He was really shocked with booster packs.
Yeah,
because I mean, you got a couple of booster packs the weekend, and we opened them, and it's like rares that we already have like 60 copies of. So we're like, yeah, you can have these, and he's like, those are booster packs, and we're like, yeah, and he's like, but they've got cards in them, and we're like, cool, keep coming, we'll probably give you more. And we need someone else to give all of our rares to that we don't want.
Most of the people here have got them all now.
Yeah. My plan is to take them to Lille with me and trade them to a trader and try and get some of the cards that I need.
Yes, yeah, and by then. Ursula will be out, so you'll hopefully.
I'll need even more cards.
Yeah, but you might be able to put some of those towards that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was sat there teaching this guy to play, and then like, I just kept dancing around every now and then, and it was there because it was Pokemon running in like the top end of the store, but like the whole area that we were kind of occupying, it just seemed nice. It was chill.
Yeah.
It was calm, and like there's just people laughing and chatting, and
it was a bit different from our, because we alternate, so we do a casual and then a theme sort of night, and then a casual. It felt different from our normal casuals.
Yeah,
it was something more to it.
Yeah,
and that was really nice.
Anyway, it was just nice seeing people having random games against each other and just being like, like I had a couple of games against Matty, like he's one of our younger players, and it was great just to like play some game. I don't usually get to play against him, and it was good for him to see because we're using the same color ink combinations.
Yeah. So
I think he really enjoyed it, and he was like, "Oh, I need more bells now because you use these." And I was like, "Yeah, like we'll see if we can get you some of these and some of this, and like looking at ways for him to improve his deck." So
I think
it was nice
because the deck you're on about is Steel Sapphire, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I
think like. Well, again, we'll talk about this a bit more when we get to spoilers, but I think that deck is going to look massively different when Set 4 comes out. Yeah. I think there's still some cards that'll obviously be there. Bella's a really good card. Half Defeaty is an item, and it ramps. Same with Fishbone Quill. Like, they're both good cards. But yeah, I think some of the new cards that we've seen are going to be really interesting. Yeah, because like a lot of the time, I know you've got Tamatoa, which cares about your items, but like later on in the game, you could blow those up with Triton, I think it is.
Yes, the new Triton.
Like, so like you could ramp a bunch and then like play him and blow up the bits you don't want to ramp with anymore.
You do Tamatoa, let him quest for a bunch, and then bring another item back for Triton to pop. There's a lot of good and interesting combos. So again, we're going to spoilers.
We're going to have spoilers.
We're at that stage now where we're so close, like 2 weeks, just under. Just under.
It's
just under 2 weeks.
4 days. 1 week and 4 days.
So
I don't have a timer on my
at this point, like
I don't know what you're on about. No, there's a countdown on my computer. Until
your countdowns everywhere.
So it's actually 2 countdowns. One of them is to the Friday. No, it's 3 countdowns. One of them's to the Friday that we'll be able to get cards.
Yeah.
One of them is to the time that Dice opens on that Friday, and one of them is to the time that it becomes set legal. Because I've got a buddy. We're looking at maybe going to UK Games Expo, and there's going to be some Lorcana there. And I've got a friend. Oh, sorry.
He's off.
I cannot stop yawning, man.
We've lost Josh. It's our latest recording yet. Now that we've changed to Lorcana, like it's the first time we're actually recording, like
in an evening. Yeah. No, I've been playing board games all day, and we've played some pretty intense ones. So I'm pretty
holiday here in the UK.
Oh yeah. We've had this Monday off, which has been really lovely actually. But yeah, I'm just like really tired. They weren't like. Well, I mean, we played one of our games for like 5 hours. It was proper intense.
It's like nearly a day of Swiss rounds.
Yeah. Had 4 maybe 5 rounds of Lorcana in that time.
So UK Games Expo.
Yes, UK Games Expo. Interestingly, that Friday is the Friday that is on is the Friday that Set 4 becomes legal. So he's looking at playing in the Friday tournament, and he's there like, I've bought like 2 boxes of Set 4. I'm really worried I won't have the right cards for Set 4. So obviously I'm like, I bought a bunch or everything that. But it is really interesting that it's general release and legality start then, and they're running a tournament right then.
Yeah.
Like, it won't be legal for Lil, because Lil is in that week between release and general release.
Yeah, like, and they said when they did the Lorcana and stuff, that it wouldn't be, that wouldn't be legal. But...
So, just mentioning Lil again, last week we talked about the new possible 3-3-1 point thing that's sort of going around. I've still not heard anything officially from Tom Center or Ravensburg. I believe Lil is still going to be 2-game format, 1-1, and 1 if you win both of them.
It makes sense to keep it that way, because I think it's going to be both of those events, Atlanta and Lil, are going to be testing grounds.
That's what I was trying to say. I think they're going to test at them.
But even for everything, like side events and how they're run, like the amount of staffing, do they need more in future? And stuff like that.
I mean, so the round of Bochum invites for judges have been done. Sadly, I did not get an invite. I think probably looking at some of my friends that did get an invite for that and didn't for Lil or didn't apply for Lil, I think they are just trying everyone out.
Yeah, sort of like flipped around. From people we know anyway.
So, a couple of my friends have got places at Bochum who didn't apply for Lil or didn't get Lil. And then, so the next event after that's the one in Italy. So again, I don't know how many people have applied. Apparently there was a lot.
Yeah.
So that might be the same, but I'm hoping by the time we get around to Birmingham, like...
Yeah, when we hit September.
It's George.
Yeah.
If I can stay awake, good God. If I can stay awake, I'd love to try and be head judge at Birmingham. That would be amazing. I'd like to be part of the head judge team there. Given that, I am English, it is in England, and, we have a pretty large community.
Yeah, we're gonna... I mean, it's my birthday weekend, that one. So,
is it?
Yeah, it's...
Oh, okay, so
It's like a weekend before my birthday, so we're the whole community. We're all going down.
We'll all go down. We'll go across for Birmingham.
Yeah, across. Right.
And the Saturday night we can all go out. And Sunday mornings I'll be head judging with shades on.
Whoever made day 2 will be like... I mean, I don't drink.
As I say, so I'm saying all this, and last week we had no Lorcana on. Me and Dad took a weekend off because it was my dad's 60th, so we went out with my family, and I got very drunk, and I think that's the first time I've actually drunk alcohol maybe in 5 or 6 years. Like I just don't drink, and it was quite funny. I don't think I want to repeat that in Birmingham. I'll just stick to my mocktails.
I do like the idea of getting like an Airbnb, like a big mansion somewhere near Birmingham, and just making it into a Lorcana mansion for the weekend. Like,
we'd have to do it properly. Though. We'd have to we'd have to hit up Ravensburg and be like, we need some point of sale gubbins.
Yeah, can give us some POS and
and can we get a banner? Let's get a banner.
The Lorcana mansion and just. Like just proper
and then like
Friday
on Saturday
night, just like team building and testing.
I say on like Saturday evening, you're like, oh, so you're coming to like the Lorcana mansion party, and everyone's like, what? And you're like, just inviting everyone, like all 2,048 people in this mansion that we've just come party. No one turns off with A2, like none of the judges, none of the staff, none of the players. Like, what happened? Lorcana mansion party.
This is me.
It's just me and you there, like, we got everyone else drunk, we win! Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to be a great event. I'm really looking forward to Birmingham.
It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to playing in a big event again.
Yeah, because you're not looking to go to Bochum or... I can't think where the Italian event is. Bologna, yeah. I'm...
Probably known for my...
great accent.
Yeah, my great accents. And my ability to speak other languages.
Funny anecdote from when we went to Disneyland Paris. Entire trip, I'm there like bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Dad's like hi,
hello,
yeah. and then I think we're leaving on the last day.
Next time we got back to England.
We got back to England, and we got to like the passport desk.
Yeah, like somebody like said hello to us, and I went bonjour.
Yeah, and I just turned to her and went, "You say it now." Oh, it was so funny.
I mean, in France, I just like to prevent the confusion. Because if they start trying to have a conversation with me in French, and I'm just going to pull a blank face at them, I feel more rude.
Sure. I mean,
I know there's an argument.
I'd like to say my French is good enough that I can kind of parlay what they're saying. And then, tell them either I'm English or try and reply in French to what they've said. My French is not bad. I wouldn't say I'm fluent, but it's not bad. It got us through Disney, so... Yeah, I've completely gone off track. There was something we were talking about, and we've just gone clearly off track.
Lille tournament.
Lille, it's Bologna.
Community. Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to ask about judging that purely because of when it is, and like with my day-to-day work, I think I'll be pretty busy around then. So I think that one might have to be a miss for me, which I'm pretty sad about because I really did want to apply for all of them if I could and go to as many as I could. Although saying that, that's around, is it before or after set 5?
It should. I think it's just before. I think early September is set 5.
It's August.
Mid-August.
Mid-August, yeah. So, okay, because again, we're still chatting with Ravensburg about stuff, so who knows, maybe we'll get invited out there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for something that'd be cool social media wise.
Yeah, depends where it falls as well. So if it's in August, then
you're off.
Some holidays.
Mr. School Teacher here's off. I work a proper 9 to 5 Monday to Friday job, but I can take holidays. I've got plenty of that stored. So yeah, let's move on to spoilers because I think there's quite a lot to talk about. We before the show we were talking about how we should do this because there's been so many spoilers.
Yeah, we're definitely in kind of like the floodgates have opened with the spoilers.
Yeah, so I think there's one or two that we want to talk about in general, and then we've both picked our 2 favourites to talk about and say why they're our favourites. Yeah. So the first one we wanted to talk about was Triton. Yeah. So there's a new Triton. He costs 3.
Yep.
He's uninkable. And is a 3/3. Quest for 1 or...
I think it's quest for 1, but I'm not...
That's not the important part of him, though, is it? The important part of him is that he exerts, he banishes an item you control, and you gain 3 lore. Now, the reason we think this card...
I think it's banish an item, and that item's owner
is it?
3, yeah.
Interesting.
So that could obviously be because of the Illuminights quest stuff. We don't know how we're winning in that yet. So it could be to do with that, or
but it also might be interesting. Like, if your opponent's got a dime that they could fire off for 9, giving them 3 lore is better than them firing off for 9.
Yeah,
so
100%. So,
but I still think that's not what excites me about the card. The part that excites me about the card is we saw in our store championship weekend quite a few Ruby Sapphire lists, and there is a card in Sapphire called Shield of Virtue, which costs 1.
Ruby.
Is in Ruby. Sorry, Ruby. Shield of Virtue costs 1, is inkable, and for 3 it can ready a character.
Yeah.
And there's lots of people saying like, oh, you get 4 of them out, you get to do crazy stuff. But me and you said like, just on a single turn basis, if I've got a Paw Sickle down and my Triton, I can Triton, destroy Paw Sickle, gain 3 lore, play a Shield of Virtue, untap him, tap him again, destroy the Shield of Virtue, gain 3 lore.
Yeah.
Like that's 6 lore out of nowhere. Yeah. That's really, really strong.
It's a big burst.
Like 3 lore is a lot. Yeah. And being able to do it with a Shield of Virtue, like additionally, I think that's something that we could see happening. I also said that some of our items that we used to flood early in that deck, so Half Tefiti, Fishbone Quill, maybe even Dragon Statue, which is another card from the new set that lets you ink stuff from your graveyard.
Yes.
From your discard, even like that, you could look at possibly blowing that up for the lore.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the amount of I play Sapphire Steel a lot. I have been doing since the end of set 1, and the amount of times towards the end of a game where I'm just like, I mean, now I've gravitated more towards the Tamatoa build, so it's a little bit different. But in the past, it was like, oh, I've got this Fishbone Quill there. I'm on 15 ink. It's just sitting there. So now that's got a use to become extra lawfully.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that's kind of interesting is in Ruby we have things like LeFou or Fan the Flames. Yeah. So there are other ready mechanics, and they specifically say they can't quest, but you're not questing with them. You're exerting exactly. So there is a world where we have this item deck where we like flood the board with items, and then don't even bother getting to Tower Tower. We just try it and scrap them and untap them a bunch, and like that would be a really interesting deck to see.
Yeah. It's looking interesting. It's looking really good. Like
there is a downside to that deck, and this is the second card I want to talk about together. Is we now have a steel card. Yeah. It costs 4. It's thinkable. And I believe it says
Louisa and the donkeys.
I believe it says destroy all items.
Yeah. So be prepared for items.
Yeah. Is it both players? It is all items in it. It's not. Yeah. It's not one-sided. So yeah, destroy all items. In decks that don't particularly care about items, which I'm thinking there aren't many at the minute that have steel as well, because like the steel sapphire decks generally want to play items.
Yeah.
And Steel Song. Yeah, flutes are kind of important in Steel Song.
Yeah. I mean, Steel Song's been down anyway lately, and like I think you've got the 2 different builds of Steel Song. Like it's going to gravitate away from.
Again, I think that's going to pick up. I said to someone today, what this set really feels like to me is like a lot of the base archetypes that we saw in set like 1 and 2 that we were really excited about are going to become viable because of this. One of them that was like princesses. There's a lot of cards references. Princesses, heroes, villains, like those kind of archetypes might become a lot stronger.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's also another archetype that becomes really strong.
Brooms.
There are more brooms. And you've been excited about that since day one.
I have.
I can't take that away from you, but pirates. You all know. For some unknown reason, Dan's phone decided to lock itself for like 20 odd minutes. So
we just lost 20 odd
minutes of footage, but we've ran it back. We're gonna go again. That's why our drinks are different. That's why the light's different, and that's why Dan had to call a judge over.
Yeah.
So
it's because we don't have our producer here today.
Yeah, she's had to stay home. Bless her. She's not feeling very well, and I miss her. She is my wife. Yeah. But she'll find this hilarious and. She won't let me hear the end of the fact that that's why we need her.
Yeah.
Which I never disagree with. She's great. She helps us try and stay on time and stuff. Before we got that cut, this episode was going to be like a 45, 50-minute long episode because we talked so much. But yeah, we're trying.
Now we're speed running it.
We're trying to stick to our half an hour like goal that we've set ourselves. I think the last thing I talked about on the recording was pirates. And then I was going to excitedly start talking about my favourite cards.
Yes.
One of which is a pirate.
Over to you, Josh.
I play Ruby Steel. I don't play a pirates list. I actually play like a locations list, but
Treasure Planet heavy.
Yeah. So I play 16 locations. I play Jim. I play John Silver. Mm-hmm. I also play Little Hook and Smee.
Yeah.
So I do play some pirates. But I'd like the Pirates deck to be better. That's what I want to play as a Pirates themed deck. So in the new set, there's a Donald Duck who is a pirate. Yeah. He gives very Don Carnage vibes. But yeah, I'm really excited for that card. Of my 2 cards that I chose that.
It's great art.
Yeah. I don't know if we've explained that. We've got a couple of cards to talk about together. Mm-hmm. And then we've both picked 2 cards that we love from the spoilers and the new stuff. So one of mine is Donald. And yeah, I'm excited to go into my pirate deck. The other card I'm really excited about is not that powerful, not that interesting. It is Mickey Mouse in amber. He's dressed in his
Mickey Mouse.
He's dressed in his. I love all Mickeys, but if you couldn't tell, I like Mickey Mouse. I love Oswald more because he's the original, but yeah, the mouse is a very, very close second. He is my boy. I really wanted to take a mousetrap costume with me on my honeymoon because we went to Disneyland Paris and just like run up to Mickey Mouse and hug him in a mousetrap. And then they'd be like, "You're mine, you can't go anywhere." But I didn't do that because I thought it might horrify children.
Maybe get you quickly moved out of the park.
But yeah, the
this was a new story, not in the original.
The Amber Mickey Mouse, who is the composer.
Yes.
That outfit is like iconic, classic Mickey, and it reminds me of Musketeer Mickey because you used to have the Musketeer band, like you used to have the conductor stuff on. It's not quite the same outfit. It's, I think you said it was the Silly Symphony one. Yeah,
from one of those. I think
it is, and I just
But it's got that nostalgic thing for you with that's
how they're gonna get me. They're not gonna get me with like beef heads and that. They're gonna get me with like
forget your interesting gimmicks and interesting cards.
Give me Enchanted of that card. Not free art, like references, nostalgia to references and nostalgia. That's why I like the DuckTales hit so hard. Because it was like, I loved that as a kid, and the new series is really good. So like those are my 2 choice cards. Nice. Do you want to do your choice cards next?
My first one is going to be Prince Philip, the new Emerald one.
Emerald Shift one.
Shift one.
Yeah.
So I forget his stat lines. I think he's a 9 cost usually, but shifts for 6. And it's
5/5/6/6 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, like it's fairly strong, like on both sides. But the cool thing is when you play him, you get to banish any character that has at least 1 damage. So suddenly
banish all characters with.
Yeah, banish all characters with at least 1 damage.
Oh, okay.
So even your own.
You can still hit your own.
Yeah,
it's not a
meta. It can be risky. Yeah. Okay. But it will combo nicely with a lot of the steel stuff already. So grab your swords, like if you've got Chief Bogo down, giant Tink. Yeah. Chief Bogo, play a Floodborn character. He pings everybody for 1, and then Philip.
Yeah, that makes that deck sound really playable. Yeah.
And there's a lot of like obviously other ping.
There's a lot of strong Emerald cards as well, and I guess you could, like even things like Pack Tactics might be playable if you base your deck around that kind of mechanic. Like
and it's great. And I've not played anything Emerald based. It's the one color that I have not touched for numbers of reasons.
Mostly because like set 1 and 2, I was stood in the store going, Emerald's really bad and I don't like it. And Corey going, Emerald's really good. I'll just play Emerald and Amber.
At one point, we couldn't get him to not play it, especially Cuzco.
Oh yeah.
Like every deck he built was like, I'm leaving my Cuzco.
He was like, I'm building like an aggro lemon and lime deck, and we're like, okay, cool. So you don't want to think like over 4 really then? And he's like, oh, but I want to play Cuzco. And we're like,
you're not taking my Cuzco.
That's not aggro then, is it, Corey? He's like, yeah. I still think it is. Okay, buddy.
And then he moved to the Ruby Amethyst.
He moved to some better color combinations.
Yeah.
But saying that about Emerald in set 1 and 2, looking at some of the cards you get in set 4, like I'm excited about Emerald.
Yeah, it looks really, really interesting. And my second card is Emerald again.
Oh, okay.
Is the Hidden Ink Caster.
Oh, I'm really excited about that card.
I'm excited about it on so many levels. Like lore-wise, it's interesting because it's been popping up in a bunch of aerial cards. I've been making a deck for some. Because
we thought originally that they were looking for the Trident.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's say we. Yeah. Dan is very big into the lore, so sometime this week or next week we're going to do a deep dive episode with you where you discuss
like a little spin-off or something.
So that'll be coming.
Something will appear.
Yeah, that'll be coming in the next few weeks. But you've always been sort of talking about like they're looking for an item, and I was always a bit like, oh, what could it be?
Especially like building these other decks for people and looking at like. I'm not building them like meta decks, we're going like themes and stuff. And I was looking at cards today and I was like, Flounder has a shark in the background, and we had Ariel with a shark and some other bits.
We don't talk about Flounder. All right.
Yeah, we don't
talk Flounders are welcome in this space.
We may upset another content creator.
B4 Squared can I'll copy his bucket hats, but I'm not copying his Flounder love. That's a step too far.
Like citizens of Lorcorner, isn't it?
Yeah, they love it as well. Yeah, like I'm just no. The new Flounder is hideous.
Yeah,
the art on that card is hideous.
So there are a few misses art-wise in Lorcana over the sets.
I can think of 2 in set 4, and they're both playing Sapphire cards. It's Flounder Sapphire, isn't he?
Flounder is Sapphire.
Yeah. That and the chef. The chef is horrifying.
I mean, old. Is it Prince Charming from like set 2? That was a bit of a iffy.
The blue one.
Yeah, it's just Sapphire cards.
Yeah, Sapphire
cards.
For some
reason, Sapphire. It's one of my favorite inks, but sometimes we get some iffy arts. But yeah, the ink caster.
Yeah, the ink caster.
fantastic. Like, it seems cool. Like, its ability is that it lets you treat any card as being inkable, which is great.
Cannot wait for the Judge Cool I'm gonna get on that. I cannot wait for someone to be like, Judge, come over. He's like, it tried to ink an uninkable card, and I'm like, yeah, he has a card. He has an inkcaster. He can do that. And my phone's like, oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. I did have somebody, I'm not naming names, message and say like, this card is broken. I'm like, why? And they're like, because you could like play such and such, like a big card, like on turn 3. And I'm like, how? No. And they're like, well, you gain that amount of ink, don't you, for like a card? And I'm like, no, it just lets you ink uninkables.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's not going to gain you 7 ink if you ink a 7-cost card.
I'm like, oh, just start inking dimes.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some interesting rules questions that I've been keeping track of, and I think not this week. We'll tackle them probably. I think next week.
Yeah.
We're hoping we'll have a full set spoiler by next week. So yeah, we can go through some of the interesting interactions, some of the rulings that we've read, and that's our plan for next week's podcast. I think.
Yeah.
It'll be a busy week next week. We've got full spoilers out, sets out. It's only like a week and 4 days.
Usually, the full set drops about the week before.
Monday normally.
Yeah, and then we start getting leaks of Enchanteds or official reveals of Enchanteds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay out of them this set.
Okay.
I think.
I mean, you made a prediction about Enchanted last week, didn't you? Was it last week or the week before, maybe? I'm going to make a prediction about Enchanted, as well as some angry messages about Mushis. But we'll get to that at the end, I think. But yeah, I think we could probably wrap it up there.
I think so.
After we've made some hot takes.
I'm going
to let you go first this time.
Okay.
What's your hot take for the week?
Because you already know what it is. My hot take of the week is, now that we are getting accessories that reference or are the arts from old sets, what if instead of that third slot being solely for items and locations, what if it is for old cards getting enchanted?
You're saying we get 3 enchanted per colour?
Per colour, yeah. So
two of them are current set, and one of them could be a past set colour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate the idea of that. Mostly because of the confusion it will cause in things like draft. Because like, if you open an enchanted set 1 card, can you use it in your draft of set 3?
Yeah, I guess like Rockstar Stitch, the set champion one, he used the set 3 card on the branding at the bottom, so I assume they would just mark these set 4 if they did do it. Obviously,
yeah, but then like, it makes him really bomby, even bombier than they are, right? Because it's like, I open this enchanted and here's this card. This is what I hate about Magic at this point. It's like, you buy a booster pack and it's like, it's got 10 cards from the current set, a card from any time in Magic's history, a foil card from the past 10 sets possibly. Like, I just don't want that.
Yeah.
So while I think that is a hot take, I really hope you're wrong.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I like
the idea. You could just see it happening.
I could see them keeping it more for the Disney challenges and for the set champions, but the fact that it exists in those tells me that it could exist. But I guess we'll see soon enough.
So my hot take. It's a 2-parter. So the first part is going to be my actual hot take, and the second one is going to be the same thing I said last time I recorded this, because it matters to me. Okay.
I mean,
don't laugh at me.
They've teased you a little bit as well now.
Yeah, they have. Right. My first one is, I think that we're going to get an enchanted of the Singer Ariel in Emerald, the one that's painted by Matt.
Yeah.
Because I think that card is very pretty, and it was like the first Ariel they spoiled.
Yeah.
It has quite a good ability. I honestly think that card could be one, and I don't think Matt would have done the art.
You don't think he's going to have done that?
No.
You think it's going to be a Ursula set 3 situation where he did the legendary, and then
we know
John Loren did the...
We know Matt quite well, and we've talked to him, and we know that he's done a lot of work for this set.
Yeah.
And so I think because he's done a lot of work, he wouldn't have had time to do the Enchanted. So I think, it'll be done by someone else, but I do think it'll be an Enchanted.
Yeah.
I think like the fact the way it was spoiled, when it was spoiled, how big a deal they made of it, and that the fact it's got Singer 7 even, I I was about to say Singer 9, but that's the Cinderella.
That's the new Cinderella.
Yeah. I mean, that could
also talk about that in this episode.
That could also have an Enchanted. I wouldn't be surprised if that got it.
I mean,
instead,
Cinderella already has an Enchanted, so Ariel doesn't yet.
True.
So I think.
But yeah, my hot take is gonna be I think we'll see an Enchanted of that Ariel. My other hot take, and this is me talking directly to you, Ravensburg. Give me a Mushu, you cowards! Don't tease me with no Mushu statue. Don't. I'm waiting for the Mushu kite. If they bring out a Mushu kite card and not a Mushu yet, and this is going to be I've decided this is my hot take. Every week I'm going to give you a hot take, and it's going to be an actual hot take, and then I'm going to talk about Mushu.
I think we even today got revealed as part of the starter sets. There's another Mulan where she's like all armored up and
where's my Mushu?
And somebody else again from.
Like there's only one group of people that can reveal a Mushu, right? Mushu Report have to be the people that reveal the Mushu.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've got any spoilers cards set left for the set.
Yeah, I don't know.
So like
they did
a couple last week. Yeah. So like, I don't think we're getting a Mushu this set, but from now until we get a Mushu, one of my hot takes.
I mean, maybe
at the
they
end of
know
every
Mushu Report would be so excited about it that they're just keeping them in the dark as well, so that they can just be like this big surprise for everybody.
Give me my Mushu. Stop being cowards. Stop teasing me. It was cute at first. We're 4 sets in and I don't have a Mushu.
Whilst we're still we've talked about Enchanted, I hope if there is a Mushu that it has an Enchanted. But I hope they go in Kingdom Hearts 1 when you get him as like a summon. And first of all, it's this big,
because I'm big and he's like, I'm the all-powerful Mushu!
Yeah, and then he
shrinks down.
I can imagine there being like a little painted Mushu in the bottom corner.
And then the background is
dragon shadow.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that'd be really cool. If
then there'd be more Enchanteds I need.
Yeah.
Still could get that more. I will get that more.
As much as I like Mushu, obviously, as a character, as much as everybody else does, and I do want it in the game, but I'm like, I don't know how you would go about making that an Enchanted card, because the Enchanteds always have this like grandeur to them and stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, for me, like, I really love Mushu. He's like, so Mulan is one of my partner's favorite movies. We've watched it a lot, and my favorite part of that movie is Mushu. Yeah. I just love. My favorite line in it is the whole like, "Ain't a lizard, I don't do that tongue thing." I love that line. So like, that's my favorite character from that movie. And I was fine like in the first few sets where we saw some Mulans and didn't see him, but now we've got like so many Mulan cards. There are so many more coming in this set, and I'm like, I want my boy.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have to live through Charlotte having like 6 Mulan decks, I need my Mushu.
You gotta get it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. By the time this comes out.
I say by the time we record next week, hopefully, because Monday's normally when we get a full spoiler. So hopefully next week we'll be able to talk about everything.
Yeah.
Including Mushu.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Including Mushu.
Yeah. Including Mushu.
Give me Mushu. All right, guys. I think we're probably gonna wrap up there.
Yeah.
Sorry about the whole jumpiness and the fact we had to re-record some stuff, but hope you still enjoyed it. And yeah.
I guess people on Spotify, for those that listen on Spotify, they wouldn't really know apart from us explaining it. It's more of a thing. But yeah, let me wrap it up there. So have a magical week, and we'll see you real soon.
We're recording? Cool. And it's just destroying the set as we go. I want this on the end of it as a blooper. Dan just destroying everything. Yeah. That's good.